When I think of Professor Nam2, I don't first think of the books, the awards, or even the theory of axiomatic design. I think of a small office in Building 35, room 237. Back in early '92, John Thomas, Mats Nordland and I were part of the Adam Group, the axiomatic design and manufacturing group. There were only about 6 of us working closely with Nam at the time. We spent countless hours gathered around the coffee table in his office, debating the foundations of design itself. We argued about whether constraints should be treated as functional requirements. We wrestled with questions that today seem fundamental to axiomatic design, but at the time were still very much alive and unresolved. The office was small, often crowded, and one day someone sat on the marble coffee table and cracked it. The table had become the centre of so many spirited discussions that it was almost part of the research group itself. What made those sessions remarkable was Nam's approach. He never imposed answers. Instead, he challenged assumptions and pushed us to think more clearly. He had an extraordinary ability to listen carefully to an argument, identify the key principle at stake, and then ask the one question that forced everyone to rethink their position. Those conversations could last for hours. In January of 1992, we organised what became the first axiomatic design workshop at MIT. Looking back at the workshop programme today, I am struck by how modest it seems compared with what followed. At the time, however, it felt like we were exploring entirely new territory. None of us could have imagined that those discussions would grow into an international community spanning universities, industries, and countries around the world. For me, Nam was much more than a professor. He was a mentor who taught us that good design begins with clarity of thought. He showed us that simplicity is not the absence of complexity, but the result of understanding what is truly important. Today, when I walk past room 237, I still remember those afternoons around the coffee table. The debates, the laughter, the arguments, and the excitement of discovering new ideas. The books and theories are part of Nam's legacy, but for those of us who were fortunate enough to work with him, the most enduring memory is of the man himself. A teacher who challenged us to think more deeply and inspired us to pursue ideas that mattered. Thank you, Nam, for your mentorship, your friendship, and your inspiration.